Hello, everybody. Exciting to see that video footage. I think I was a few years younger, about 10 years ago, but it's so great to see the amazing things that have been happening here. We're here to celebrate 10 years of the Digital Gym Cinema here in North Park. My name is Ethan Von Tila. I'm Executive Director and Founder of the organization. Many of you know 27 years ago, we started the San Diego Latino Film Festival, but 10 years, a lot of brave individuals who you're going to hear speak coming up soon took a chance as an organization, friends and staff, volunteers took a chance, and we wanted to create a beautiful and wonderful community technology center and movie theater here in the North Park area. And so we took over an old storefront and turned it into a space that was attracting close to 15,000 people a year, all ages, 6-year-olds going to youth media and tech camps, teens going to our Teen Producers Project, all ages coming to see movies, art house movies, workshops, special events. It's just a wonderful example of what can be done with people, volunteers, and staff, and everyone working together for the love of the art, for the love of culture, and celebrating the wonderful art that we have in this world. And as we live during this pandemic, it's more and more important that we all get together and help each other out, communicate, celebrate one's cultures and diversity, and then also support organizations such as ourselves, but also support other arts organizations who have built spaces around this great country of ours with the importance of getting people together, whether it's now virtually with the crisis that's happening or in person. But we need to help support organizations such as these. And so I'd like to bring in a few people that have made this wonderful space a possibility. And we're going to start with Mr. Patrick Stillman, who was the Director of Operations at our organization for many years and one of the founding members of the organization, a wonderful friend and wonderful mentor to me since the beginning. And here's Patrick. And then Patrick, I thought you'd maybe kind of, since you were here from the beginning, and I know there's some photos of you and I a little younger. There we are. Wow. Nice. This is pre-pandemic, so look what happened to our beards since. Hey, so Patrick, why don't you give everyone an idea of, like, you know, the first day you stepped into this place? Give us an idea what it really looked like. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was an auto store, and the place was dilapidated. It was filled with fleas, leftovers from homeless people who had stayed there, and some wild animals, I believe. So it took quite a while to turn it into the amazing space that it became. And the neighborhood was equally in sore shape. So this was a very true renovation of a neighborhood, bringing a new life into the community. So it was so exciting to be a part of, and I don't know, it was mind-numbing at the same time.
Hey, and this couldn't have happened without your help, of course, but also, hey, talk about the family and friends that have been helping us out throughout the years. And
yeah, so, I mean, with Media Arts Center, you know, it was and is all about community. And so we saw so many people come together and give to the space. I mean, I think one of the most amazing things about Media Arts Center and the Digital Gym is that there's my partner and Lisa Franick, is that people love to participate. There's so much potential with the Media Arts Center that it's really an epicenter for sort of this explosion of ideas and creativity. Some of it goes smoothly, some of it goes not so smoothly, but it's always percolating with so many people and so many ideas. One of the stories I love to remember is my partner Danny, who we saw just a moment ago. As we were renovating the space outside, there was a huge cement block over the red bricks of the building. And he painstakingly painted each brick, which you can still see today, along the store side of the front of the Digital Gym. And that was an amazing effort that he contributed in just that one little spot.
Yeah, it's incredible the amount of volunteers that came out, friends and family that painted. My dad painted so many walls of the places, brought so many beautiful plants, and we're going to see some photos of the cool Take Back the Alley in the back. And then Patrick tells us in the bigger picture, you know, as an arts organization struggling to survive, sustain ourselves for so many years, it's always a challenge. You yourself have been going through space changes, right? So here we are on our 10-year celebration. We're going to be moving to a new place. Unfortunately, we can't say where until our partner officially announces it. But I mean, tell us a little bit. You know the challenges with your gallery, the importance. You know, I want to urge people to talk to policymakers and like support artists and support arts organizations. We need spaces, and we don't need spaces at market rate or even above market rate these days. So tell us a little bit about your experience and running a gallery and getting spaces.
So I own the Studio Door Art Gallery and Artist Studios, which would not exist if I hadn't helped Ethan with the Media Arts Center so many years ago. You know, we did so much wonderful things with new technologies. And as I broke off into my own, I wanted to get my hands messy again in paints and work in the fine art field. And yeah, I've seen several locations that have come and gone, closed due to changes in markets and, well, availability of spaces. And that can be very difficult for any nonprofit or for-profit to go through. But I think when the community comes together, you know, it's always exciting about, again, the possibilities and finding a new space. I'm so thrilled that Media Arts Center is going to be at a new location. I'm going to miss the digital gym on Cajon Blvd, but I think that new spaces allow new opportunities to grow. And so fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and again, just to urge everyone listening to support arts organizations, support Patrick's Gallery, but also support those artists out there, especially during this pandemic. You know, even if things close, go to their PayPal page and support artists. Donate as much as you can. Support the organizations. Even if you can't go to the event, buy a movie ticket, buy a theater ticket. It's really important that we're supporting everyone during this crisis. Hey, Patrick, we're going to probably bring you in a little later if you don't mind hanging out. But any final words? Would you like to say anything? Any other memories you'd like to say before I bring on the next?
I just want to say, thank you to Ethan and all of the people that have worked at the Studio Door as staff or volunteers. I mean, the contributions that not only the Digital Gym, but the Latino Film Festival have given to San Diego is truly astounding. And I applaud everyone who's been a part of that. And thank you, Ethan, for keeping that continuing.
Thank you, Patrick. We'll see you on a teeny bit. Don't go away. Hey, let's bring Ryan. Let's bring Ryan, one of the first staff members. He was with us since day one. Hey, Ryan, you're an expert at moving. You were at our space in 25th Street in Golden Hill. Yeah. There's some great photos of you carrying boxes there. So now, what have you been doing the past few days on top of your regular job?
I mean, it's a giveaway question. It's like lots of boxes. I mean, after being an organization that's been in place for multiple decades, there's a lot of stuff that you accumulate, and there's a lot of memories there that are hard to let go of. But yeah, a lot of moving these past couple days, or not a couple days, weeks, I guess.
Hey, what was your first impression when we moved into this space? It was a big deal because we didn't know whether we were going to move here or not.
Yeah, so for those who only know us here in North Park, back in Golden Hill, it was just literally like a 2-story house that we were at. Much different than where we are now, having all the classroom space, the community space as well. So moving into a space this size, it was almost like a blank canvas to kind of figure out where we wanted to go in the future and how we were going to expand. And that was, I don't want to say that's my first thing, because my first thing was maybe like, oh, this is like going to be a lot of work to kind of, because it really was like a skeleton back then. and like a breaking down one in a way. But you know, like as Patrick was saying, there were so many people, and as I think back, there's so many people that added into like the fabric of this place that like it really grew from there, and it is what it is today because of everyone that was involved, which is awesome.
Thanks, Ryan. Hey, well, let's we'll get you in coming a little later, and maybe think of some of your best moments here. Hopefully, you have some good stories to tell further on. And hey, let's bring another one of our first staff members. I think Brian is here. Brian Myers also came early on. Hey, Brian, why don't you say a few words and first of all, tell us where are you at?
Hey, everyone. Yeah, we're stationed out in Helena, Montana right now, and we had a nice space on this farmhouse, but some turkeys came by and kicked us off. So we're trying to save our lives from some turkeys right now.
Hey, Brian, you were around when we started doing some of the first educational workshops. Why don't you talk about, like, remember the early days with Morgan and Chris doing, you know, sound classes, production classes? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I remember one of the first classes I was teaching was an After Effects class, and you know, I had just learned it at Platt College, and it was great being able to share kind of what I've been learning with folks. There was a good dozen people showed up for it, so it was great to see like the early interest in some of the programming. And yeah, I don't know if is Chris around, but he seeing some of these comments, he really brought passion for music and collaboration to the space. I'm gonna move inside, so I'll be back.
Hey, and then Brian and Tina, we'll talk to you a little bit about the education programs as well. So, hey, I love the turkeys. That's awesome. Oh,
I think they're.
Hey, Brian, why don't you tell us, is there any like fond memory of the space? It doesn't have to be about the educational workshops or whatever. This is live.
It's a little safer in here. Yeah, just having a good sized facility to we started developing the cinema, we started developing the green screen studio space and the garden space out back. It was fun creating programming, getting folks together, doing kind of like the bike in cinema rides outside. We would bike from like City Heights through the neighborhoods and then met up at the Digital Gym cinema outdoor space.
Nice. Thank you, Brian. Hey, and Tina, any comments about the education programs? Tina was our education coordinator for a few years.
Yeah, it was, I think, being able to go into the school and help jumpstart the video project that we had with the cell phones and teaching the kids they didn't have to have some swanky camera, that they could use cell phones themselves to be able to capture what was happening in their communities and teach them how to edit it right then and there. It was really an amazing program, and it was great to partner with the library to do that.
Nice. Hey, well, thank you guys. Thanks for calling in for so far. Stay tuned. We'll get you back later. Now we're going to move on to talk a little bit about something really special that we did at the space, and it was called Take Back the Alley in partnership with the El Cajon Business Improvement Association. We have someone here also from LISC San Diego, Avital. We're going to show a quick little video first of the Take Back the Alley, just to kind of give you an idea of what we did Patrick was there. Well, I think mostly all of you have participated every year in the Take Back initiative. So let's watch that video first, and then we'll get Avital and maybe Patrick also to talk about Take Back the Alley.
Media Arts Center San Diego believes in, being a part of the community that we serve. Today, Qualcomm's volunteers have decided to take a break from their regular duties and volunteer time to help us take back our alley. And so we have them coming out here painting, building walls, building a fence, and setting up our outdoor theater. So we've got a lot going on with Qualcomm today. It's very exciting to see this transformation.
I'm finishing up the mural that I started a couple of weeks ago with some Qualcomm volunteers that are helping me out, blocking the lower shapes in the area here in the lower area. So far there's been like 4 or 5 volunteers that have been helping me out, so very cool, very appreciative about that.
Qualcomm provides a yearly opportunity to give back to the community. We were grateful to participate here with the Media Arts Center San Diego and help them out, take back the alley and create a good place to showcase the arts.
Public spaces in general for people to gather and hang out is a great thing for community, and the Media Arts Center, that's very community driven, will be hosting a lot of events. So this is a great showcase.
Even in the short time that we've been here, and even though we're just beginning our work, we've already got a few new neighbors who have moved in to help sort of create a new energy to the space.
Anywhere we go, we should be able to enjoy ourselves, bring our family out, and have a good time wherever we're at.
Well, in 2 weeks from now, Friday, June 15th, we'll be showcasing this area and 2 neighboring businesses as part of an event called Boulevard Nights. Hopefully this will become a regular event. As I said, a place for the community to gather, just a fun block party, but there will be, artist showcase and video production, a home brewing competition, a lot of great things happening right in this area of El Cajon Boulevard and 30th Street, and you'll just see it coming together at the event.
It was a dream that we had to have a community center. Over the years, we've done some amazing work all over the state of California, at schools and libraries here in the greater San Diego region, and now we have a place of our own, and it's just so thrilling to see this whole sort of transformation of the organization and a space here in North Park.
Awesome, and thank you. Let's bring out Avital from LISC San Diego, and then also maybe let's bring Patrick too, because Patrick was there in the video talking about Take Back the Alley, so we'll get everyone on board. And then also, I just want a big shout out to everyone who's participating, watching us online right now, commenting. Thank you very much, Beth, Shirley, Phil. So great to see your name. I remember Phil when we screened the movie, The Interview. That's a story in itself. So thank you everyone for commenting and all your support of the Digital Gym. We wouldn't be here without your support. So yeah, Take Back the Alley. This space is more than just a art house movie theater or an education program. It's about placemaking. It's about economic development, community development. Avital, do you want to kind of talk about this idea of placemaking and how the Digital Gym kind of fit into that over the years?
Yeah, so that was exciting to see that video. I think that was from maybe the first year before I got involved. I think I came on board the following year. At the time, I was working at a organization in Logan Heights and was really excited to do a Take Back the Alley project there. And I learned about the efforts that the Media Arts Center had done the year prior, and I really used that as a jumping off point to really make this more of a regional placemaking effort, and really think about ways that the Media Arts Center could expand beyond their walls to really kind of give back to the community and really help to reclaim an underutilized space. And it came out really beautiful. And there was over the years, this continued for I don't know how many years, but there were a lot of different volunteers and events that took place there. And I was just really grateful to have been part of it. And then, so now fast forward, I work at LISC San Diego, and LISC has been a partner and a funder of Media Arts Center, doing a number of different placemaking projects in City Heights. So that initial energy that was brought to the alley behind Media Arts Center was something that LISC and many other partners saw a lot of value in and really wanted to work with Media Arts Center and bring their talent and creativity to do placemaking beyond, all along El Cajon Boulevard. And so, yeah, I don't know, Ethan, what else do you want me to say about it? I just think it's been and also I remember we created a Facebook page that I believe is still active, where people just post on there lots of different resources and inspiration from all across the country and the world about lots of different placemaking projects. So I think it's really, I see the Take Back the Alley project and Media Arts Center as this initial seed of a whole bunch of different placemaking that followed in San Diego. It was not, I don't even think anybody was talking about placemaking before then, and it really just blossomed. And the alley is such a perfect space that is so much in need of life and beautification, and it just can be so much. And so for the Media Arts Center to have seen that potential and birth this movement is really fantastic.
Thank you, Avital. Hey, Patrick, anything to add about you were part of that.
That first year was amazing. I mean, we had Isaiah Crow, who did that incredible mural, which, I mean, you can't get away from it. That was probably the boldest statement that the Boulevard had seen at that time. Yeah. And, you know, as all alleys in urban settings, it can be a little unseemly. And with all of the students coming in, you know, you create a wonderful private space that they could be safe. We got those seats from which theater?
The Old Globe. That was the old outdoor seats from the Old Globe.
Right. So the Old Globe was involved. The Boulevard, as we saw, created this wonderful recycling plant wall. Lynn Susholz from Art Produce gave us that
parachute.
That was the initial sort of protection from the sun. It was just a really wonderful coming together of the community to create something that we all need still today. So kudos.
Thank you. Yeah, we will continue, and then hopefully when we leave, the mural will stay and people will continue the great effort. I know Beryl and Tootie with the Business Improvement Association are already working on it. So let's hope for some more. So thank you very much, Avital, Patrick.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Great to see you.
Let's move on to the next segment, guys. I mean, this is so much going on in the space. We were busy doing lots of things, but one of the gems of the space really is a movie theater. So we didn't think we were going to create a movie theater. We were creating a multi-purpose space with this funny name called the Digital Gym, where we would have workshops with youth, kids, adults, and then we would also have like a multi-purpose space where we would do like screenings, and that was the whole idea. But we had a wonderful operations director at one time, Rhonda Valencia, and Rhonda found out that UltraStar was, they were closing their theater in Flower Hill and Del Mar. And so we wanted to go there and get any equipment we could get. So Rhonda, being who she was, an incredible individual, she got a rental truck. She went up to Flower Hill and she literally got everything from that movie theater, from curtains, from trash cans, from speakers, and these amazing seats that we've been using for the past 7+ years in the cinema. So let's now bring up the two people that were really influential in making it happen. Of course, Patrick was too, but let's bring up Rick Duff, who is our designer of the space, and then also Lisa Franick was one of our first curator of the space. So welcome, you two. Great to see you, Lisa. Great to see you, Rick.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hey, Rick. Rick,
Yes,
take us through this concept. You know, Patrick and I come to you. You were involved with Cinema Under the Stars. I think we met you. That's how we met you, via Ralph, maybe. And we said, hey, we got this former auto parts store. We want to convert it to an art house theater. Well, what's going on in your mind at that point?
So Ethan and Elise come to me and they want to build a theater, but they're really not sure whether they want to really do it or not. And I have to go see the space. So I said, you know, I will. They came over, interviewed me at Cinema Under the Stars, Doug Yeagley's place on Goldfinch. And they seemed to like what they were looking at. I was glad because it's that gem has been operational for Douglas for about 25 years now. And I have redesigned that thing 3 times for him. And I got to tell you, I really love doing it because that thing is so much fun. And Ethan came and let me go see the space. And here we have an empty room with a 12-foot ceiling It's basically a rectangular box about 36 feet long and then 24 and a half feet wide. Oh, wow, there's my drawing. Nice job, Ethan. I'm glad you pulled that up. The original concept was set up pretty much like this, where the control room is off in the house upper right side. The projector's dead center, and build a little stage. And then the challenge was, how are we really going to make this work so that it will be functional and comfortable? And he showed me the seats that he got from Ultrastar, which I was blown away at. I just couldn't believe it. He's got all this gear on the second floor of the building that he's in. And had to measure everything, make sure everything was right, and come up with a design that he would really like. But here's the challenge. We don't have a lot of money to play with. We've got, in fact, there's the original concept design. And and thanks again, Ethan. He came up with this idea, and now we have to basically take a flat floor and build it into a scaped movie theater where the seats are risen, so we're not looking at each other's heads while we're watching the film. Well, it happened, and he liked the design. It took a little while for it to take place, but I got to tell you, that thing took my heart. I absolutely loved it, and I still do. And I've been, whether you guys know this or not, you know, he's the Media Arts digital gem is moving, so we have to take it apart. Well, it pretty much breaks my heart to have to tear this thing down, but we're doing it, and it came out spectacularly well, I thought. It was extremely functional. It sounded good. It looked great. It was easy to get around in. The theater seats themselves rock a little bit, so you're not stuck sitting upright all the time, which makes it really comfortable. In fact, if you were to find those seats today to purchase new, it would be more money than we spent on the theater completely when we built it. So it was nice of Ultrastar to supply all the gear that they gave us, and we used every bit of it, and I mean every bit of it. Lisa, you worked really hard on this thing too, and your input was every bit as important as mine. What do you think about this whole deal?
Well, I loved the theater when it was going in. I wasn't sure how it was all gonna work out. We basically jumped off a cliff and took a huge leap of faith. And in the end, like Ethan said, thanks to you and thanks to Rhonda, God bless her, like none of that would have been possible. And we ended up with a really nice, beautiful little theater that to this day, I think about it and think, yeah, that was actually a really nice little theater. It was the only part of the building that had air conditioning. So in the summer, that was really nice. But, it was really great to have a nice space that we could basically do whatever we wanted with. And we had so much support from the community, from people like Beth Accomando and Michael McQuiggan and Miguel, and just people who really, really reached out to help us make it successful, which was awesome.
Thank you both. Rick, there should be a big photo of right you and people enter that cinema. I don't think people understand what it really took to create that cinema. So thank you very much on behalf of the Media Arts Center, and we look forward to working with on the next build out in 2021. So thank you very much.
I can't tell you how honored I am to be asked to do this very thing that you're working on right now, and to be invited to help you on this next project. I'm pretty excited about it, and although I haven't seen the blueprints for the room yet, which I'm looking forward to seeing, I'm sure that we can make something extremely nice. And the gear is in super shape, and I mean it's in great shape, and it's been taken care of relatively well. And that's a good thing. I mean, it's got some age on it, but, it's weathered the storm extremely well. So that's good. we're going to have a great product when we're done.
7+ years, basically 24/7 screening movies. It's pretty incredible. Thank you very much, Rick. Hey,
Thank you, sir.
Lisa, you're involved on a national level with independent film, foreign films. Tell us about the importance of the art house like the Digital Gym Cinema.
Well, it's kind of hard to overstate the importance of independent cinema, and especially in times like this, when there's so many non-mainstream voices that are trying to be heard. The LGBTQ movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, like the big studios, quite frankly, are not really making movies about those things, but the independent artists, they are. And without the independent art house cinema to show these other viewpoints, we would never see them. And it's just really important for viewers to be able to expand their worldview, see a point of view that's not what they grew up with or what they've seen every day or every superhero movie or book adaptation that they've already read or seen or whatever. And not to disparage those other movies, but it's really important to see the whole picture of the world, whether it's an indie movie from Florida, or whether it's a Nigerian movie or an Asian movie or anything else. Like, there's so many points of view, and without independent cinema, we wouldn't be able to see them. And that is what is really important about Art House. And that was what I was really proud of when I was there, was being able to find those gems and show them to the audience that we have, and see the people who came out to support that.
Yeah, and thank you very much. You did an amazing job curating that, and the film festival, of course, and the beautiful space. So thank you very much. And especially now during COVID, we see the importance of the art house theater in-person venues. I mean, trying to screen our movies virtually, although Moises, everyone's doing a fantastic job, and we're presenting those films. Now we're competing on a global, basis, and it's really difficult, and we're missing those regulars that used to come into the space and call this place home. So again, thank you very much, Lisa. We'll maybe get you on a little later when we start talking about curation.
Okay.
Right now, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to talk about some education programs. Everyone knows that we've been for the past 20 years, had a teen producers project. And then about 15 years ago, we started our youth media and tech camps. And that was always a wonderful aspect of this space. And that's what made this space so wonderful to be at on a daily basis, especially during the summer, when you would have kids screaming, producing music videos, running around, making videos. And then all of a sudden you'd have attendees coming out to see movies too. And you had all generations participating here at the space. It was really beautiful to see. And so, hey, we're going to watch a little video about the Teen Producers Project. This is actually Beth Comando produced this KBBS many, many years ago. We'll give it a little overview of our Teen Producers Project, and then we'll bring up Lisa Salas to talk a little bit about the education programs, and maybe Tina as well.
On the same block as a pawn shop and liquor store near 30th and El Cajon, you'll find the new offices of the Media Arts Center San Diego.
Part of our mission is to be part of social change and community development. We want to use media to help in community development. So we knew we wanted to go into community, an area that needs revitalization, that needs community development.
The choice of area, I think, really was to put ourselves in the community and among the people that we want to work with and the people that we want to tell stories about.
So we wanted to be right on the street. We want people to see inside and come in and to use the technology that we're offering.
One of the programs being offered is the Teen Producers Project, which brings media resources to youths in underserved communities.
When we started the Teen Producers Project, we definitely had a goal of trying not to just replicate what we see in mass media.
People's image of undocumented people or illegal immigration is often very different than the reality. So what we're really trying to do is bridge that difference and bridge that divide and show that there's a lot more gray area in these issues than there is black and white.
Well, basically the main subject of the documentary we're making is about the DREAM Act and illegal immigrants coming in and their children being unable to really be involved in society by getting their driver's license and going to college and getting a profession, and just interviewing people about their positions on the DREAM Act and talking about kind of the whole idea of how it affects kids.
I remember in 7th grade I applied for a scholarship and I wasn't able to get it because I didn't have a social security number.
Jody Silly oversees the students, who range in age from 12 to 18. She teaches them about video editing programs like Final Cut Pro and guides them through the production process.
They come up with the questions, they conduct the interviews, they do all the production, they set up all the lights, and then once we're done, they edit all the interviews down, they add in the B-roll, and complete the process.
I have footage of a man named Christian Ramirez. He is like an activist on the DREAM Act.
Let's give an opportunity to our young men and women to remain in this country.
He was very passionate about it and very into it. He inspired me.
By working on these videos, 13-year-old Erin Timoney says she's learning technical skills as well as developing critical awareness about the media.
You can really take the different shots and cut them together in a way to kind of give a totally different emotion or feeling to certain shots. You can really, with the music and the transitions and the effects and where you put in certain things, it can really change the mood of it a lot.
That's the goal of the program, to get students to think about what they see, to ask questions about the accuracy of those images, and then come up with images of their own.
Like, what did I do wrong? Like, why do I not deserve to, go where, I want to go?
San Diego teen Melissa Shaga is excited about sharing the DREAM Act documentaries with a larger audience this Saturday.
I think it's really good. I think it will definitely put in a different perspective what people think, and hopefully inform some people about the DREAM Act. I feel like really connected with the DREAM Act now, so hopefully it will pass.
Wow, we're going to get to Beth in a little bit, but Beth, that was amazing reporting, as always, so supportive of the organization for, 27 years if you include the San Diego Latino Film Festival. Thank you very, very much. And more importantly, the amazing stories that are being told by our Teen Producers Project. That's why we created the Teen Producers Project, not only to teach filmmaking skills, but to get important stories out there to community, to policymakers. And that was a perfect example of that about the Dreamers Act. So, hey, let's bring Lisa Salas in. We can also bring Tina in. Let's kind of talk about the education programs, both the youth media and tech camps, and then the Teen Producers Project. Hey, Lisa. Let's get you on.
Okay, I'm here. Hey there, how are you?
Nice to see you. How's the boy doing?
Thank you. He's great. He's in the other room. I'm in his room. But yeah, what a wonderful video that was.
Hey, tell us about what the Teen Producers Program here at the Digital Gym Cinema, and maybe some of your favorite moments.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I found the Media Arts Center and the Teen Producers Project, for me it was such a pivotal moment because I was seeing these young minds being able to produce these really awesome documentaries on some very deep issues that maybe they wouldn't have critically thought about if it hadn't been for that program. And really it was a fabulous project to be a part of. And when I think about it and I think about some of those memories, I kind of think about these granular, anecdotal stories. And I wanted to share one with you. And I don't know if I've ever shared this with you, Ethan, but I remember my first day of the Teen Producers Project. And I was a volunteer and I was an intern. And I walked into the class, and among all the kids, there was a young boy in there. And him and his family had recently immigrated to the United States from Somalia. And part of the class and part of my job was to go around and take pictures of all of the kids in the class. And when I approached him to take a photo of him, and I asked him to smile because that was kind of my main impulse. And he looked at me, and he really looked at me and he said, "I don't smile." And at that moment, it really hit me hard that some of the kids in these programs have gone through really unbelievable traumas and really difficult life situations. And but the end of the story was a really positive one, because by the end of the class, I approached him for another photo, and I said, I smile, and I was able actually to find this photo. I don't know if and this was Khalid. And really for me, it was the story of transformation. And it was through this program that he was able to make friends, become integrated into the community, and really learn that there was this awesome support system there. And I've actually stayed in touch with this boy. Him and I met for coffee about, about 9 months ago, right before the COVID hit. And he's now a senior at UCSD, majoring in media and photography. And he really just told me how impactful the Teen Producers Project was on him, and what a beautiful impact it had on him and his future aspirations. And for me, that's just like this key example of the lives that have been transformed through the Media Arts Center and the Teen Producers Project. And I even saw in that video that Beth made, Oscar and Anais. And, Anais is in film school at USC. And Oscar is working today in the local film community. And so many of the kids that I met there are today still pursuing futures in film and really working there, for this future that really started. And it was, the Media Arts Center was an incubator for that. So, what's happening at the Media Arts Center and these programs are truly making a difference in these kids' lives.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lisa. Your passion was always there every day. I really appreciate it. You were there fighting for the students constantly and doing everything that you can for them, taking them on field trips, the special shoots. So I really appreciate that. Because, this space is also interesting. It's an old warehouse, right? So we're always battling the elements, too. It was too hot, too cold, keeping the kids safe. So what you did was amazing, and thank you very much. And
it was a pleasure.
And continue to do it. And I know you continue to work with youth throughout the country, right?
Yeah. Now I'm, and I've actually taken what I learned at the Media Arts Center in terms of teaching young kids how to amplify their voices through media and media creation. And I now have that's become one of the strengths of my new position, where I work with youth from actually all over the world who have a very specific rare disease. And I teach them how to advocate for themselves. And media is a part of that. And I wouldn't have those skills if it wasn't for, what I learned at the Media Arts Center and through you, really.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Enjoy every moment with your kids.
Thank you.
Tina, give us an idea of the importance of these arts programs, especially for immigrant youth, refugee youth, and your experience here at the Media Arts Center.
Yeah, being there, there were so many programs. The one I spoke about earlier was the Mobile Stories program. The Teen Producers, obviously, when I had come, we had the Teen Producers program, and after about a year or so, we realized those students were transitioning and learning so much that we wanted to expand their education and bring it to the next level, because they were ready for it and there were more kids. And so we were able to create that advanced Teen Producers program, which provided them opportunities where Jody was able to take them in and do some, teach them at a different level, create larger production pieces, which was really great. And it showed the impact of the programming, because it showed that it wasn't just about learning, it was about growing and then taking it to that professional level, which was really great. And I think also connecting with the education programs in the schools, being able to make those connections, because the students we were working with, not all of them were able to transport themselves to have access to what the Media Arts Center was providing for them. So being able to collaborate with the schools gave us the opportunity to reach out to more students and bring the programs to them, which was a lot of what the Mobile Stories program did as well. Being able to bring it into the libraries made the access much simpler for everyone.
That's amazing, and we're continuing to do the education programs. Right now it's virtually, but starting fall we have a Teen Producers project starting September 12th. We're also working with schools like Lincoln High School, so we're continuing to continue the great work that you and Lisa, many of you have done. So thank you very much for all your support. Thank you very much, Tina. And then thank you very much for everyone listening. In particular, I know there's some board of directors of the Media Arts Center San Diego. Kudos to you, board members, Adolfo Ventura, our board president, for supporting us during this wonderful 10-year celebration and many years to come. And all the other board members and supporters, community partners, thank you very much. former staff members, Larry, great to see you there, Larry, partners, filmmakers, media artists, Peter, great to see you, Peter. And then now let's talk about partnerships. When we opened up this space, the Digital Gym Cinema, and specifically the cinema, we couldn't have done it without this the amazing group that you're going to see next is the Film Geeks, which is Beth Acomando and Miguel Rodriguez. They truly took ownership of the space, which we needed. We're small staff, small capacity. So to have some, Miguel and Beth started a program called the Film Geeks to curate movies basically on a weekly basis to bring in so many attendees and supporters of the organization. Has just been incredible. And one of my fondest memories of Miguel and Beth are them spending 24 hours in the cinema. I think I showed up at work at 7 in the morning, opened up the theater door, and they were still there fundraising for this wonderful organization. So let's talk about the cinema. Let's talk about this space that brought in over 10,000 to 12,000 people a year, art house films, genre films, and the two individuals that were really pivotal to make this happen. We lost Miguel there. That's an interesting story. Miguel and Beth, talk about the cinema, talk about the Film Geeks, and thank you very much on behalf of Media Arts Center for all your support over the years.
Well, I mean, I think the thanks goes to you guys because, you know, Miguel and I wanted to show movies. We had no place to really do that. And you opened your doors to us and let us do all the wacky, crazy things that we wanted to, you know, all-night movie sessions and a year-long film program that we had no idea whether or not it was going to take off or be popular. But all we knew was that we were obsessed with showing films and that we wanted to show stuff that was different from what other cinemas were showing. We really didn't have at that time a real like repertory theater that was showing old movies or really curated cinema. And, you know, it was a really intimate, cozy space. And what I loved about that is I got to, you know, with only 50 seats, I could make food for everybody when we had these films. And I loved doing themed projects to go along with the movies. And, you know, we also had a wonderful partner with Phil Haxo, who printed all sorts of crazy stuff for us whenever we had ideas about. We did like Max Headroom and made a photo booth for that. But, you know, Miguel did this Delirio where we made passports to go all over the world. We gave away posters and made buttons, and we couldn't have done that without his help. But honestly, I just want to thank you so much for giving us a wonderful home all these years.
Kudos. Miguel, I didn't think we'd see you. I thought you'd be a film festival mode.
I am. I'm very tired, but I'm not going to miss this for anything. It's funny. Yeah, my iPhone is my webcam too, and sometimes the app force quits and I disappear. But I've returned. Yeah, I mean, like to piggyback off a lot of what Beth has said, one of the things that we loved about the Digital Gym, besides the intimate setting, which was huge, is the lobby, is the store, is the setup was really conducive to not just have, you know, a night where you show a film, but to eventize it, where there's a reception, you can have special guests. The special guests, you know, have a much more close kind of proximal relationship with the audience because it is an intimate setting. And that way we were able to make it something that was attractive to people and get, you know, the more we did it, the more successful it became. Beth mentioned the year-round series. That first year we did it, it was an experiment. And
a costly one.
Yeah, a very costly experiment. But it was successful. Like I think we broke even that year, but we were able to keep going the following year by basically selling enough pre-sales to cover it, and then the rest of it goes to the theater. Our plan for the whole thing, Beth and I consider ourselves volunteers for Media Arts Center and volunteers for Digital Gym Cinema. And so we are essentially, in terms of making ticket sales, we're just looking to cover our expenses, and then everything thereafter goes straight back into the organization, goes back to the digital gym. So, we came up with a really nice plan. I'm still kind of proud of how well it worked, actually, to like basically pre-sell just enough year-round passes in January to cover our expenses, and then every walk-in, every additional pass is just purely to keep the theater going. And it got so successful that we got insane and started doing 2 concurrent year-long series. We just kept piling and piling and piling, in addition to, as you mentioned, some of the monthly stuff. It really is, it's more than just a night at the movies, right? We made it a community where these people who didn't know each other before are like now friends, hang out outside the scope of these events, talk on Facebook or whatever. So that I think is what I'm most happy with, is bringing people together because of the love of either the old films or some of the more wild new films that we tend to program.
And because of the intimacy there, I mean, it was like we knew, I think, almost everybody's name of people who came in. People hung out in the lobby and talked about the movies. We used to do trivia, and I mean, we had fans coming that probably knew as much, if not more, than we did sometimes. And it was just a great community. And I mean, I want to thank all those people who supported us by buying those year-long passes, those VIP passes. That allowed us the ability to do these programs without having to risk anything. Those VIP passes covered all of our expenses. And that was great. And, it also helped. We wanted to get the word out that this cinema was there. And we hoped that if people came to our event, that they would see what was going on there and might sign their kids up for classes, or might just come back for, another film, or go to the Latino Film Festival. But it has just a wonderful community feel to it that I just love.
For sure. Thank you guys very much. Your innovation, you mentioned experimentation. Yes, this place is a big, grand experiment, right? And you guys were part of it and made it happen, and I really appreciate that. Your energy is incredible. I can't believe your energy over these years. Hey, since we have other curators here, let us bring Lisa and Moises on. Let's have a little nerd fest. Let's have our film curation festival right here. Hey, hey guys, we're living in this virtual world, right? We're trying to screen these movies in a virtual environment. It's been really tough. There's Juan. Juan Staines.
Like Guido.
Juan.
Hey, so someone, give me an idea. Let's start with something to the space. What's your favorite movie that you curated here at the Digital Gym Center? Let's start with Moises. No pressure, Moises.
That's a really tough one, but I think one of the earliest successes that I had as a curator here was with Panahi's Taxi, an Iranian film. And I was unsure if anyone would actually show up to watch the film, but we ended up bringing it back at a later juncture because of popular demand. This cinema has just given me such a creative outlet to not only, satisfy my creative needs to look at film and study film and appreciate film, but to also have the opportunity to engage in discourse with our guests, our curators, with everyone involved in the cinema who are such film fanatics and who really found a home here. And, it's been an honor booking films for the past couple of years for our very, very supportive audience who are risk takers and bold. And, sometimes I would start a film and I would close the door and I'd be like, oh my God, these two ladies are not going to like this movie. And they would come out and I'd be like, that was really fascinating. And then it would be a discussion. And, I don't know that they like the movie, but they appreciate it. So as long as individuals are broadening their horizons or broaden their horizons here at the Digital Gym Cinema, that was worth its weight in gold.
Nice, Moises. Thank you. Hey, Miguel, do you have a favorite movie you've curated?
This is really hard, as Moises said. I think I'll throw this one out there. Beth and I did a series of pre-code Hollywood films, and one of the films was a Howard Hughes film. It's from 1932, called Cock of the Air, as in chicken, right? It's about a plane. It's a very dirty sounding title, but
on purpose.
Yes, on purpose. But so, first of all, introducing people to the fact that there was a film with that title made in 1932 was amazing. Getting such a rare film screened at the Digital Gym Cinema, because this was thought lost for a very long time. And in fact, parts of it had to be completely recreated. So all of the parts that had been censored over the years were lost and then rediscovered, but only the video was rediscovered. So they had to hire voice actors to dub the audio for just those parts. So it was this huge to-do, and everything about this film was a project. So being able to show that was really great, just in terms of the history of it. But this is also why I'm choosing it. One of the actors in it is Billy Dove. And one of our audience, we had this elderly gentleman in the audience who, I forget exactly the relationship to Billy Dove, but there was some like his father knew Billy Dove or something like that. And that came up peripherally, like after the screening was over. So when things like that happen, it's just amazing. So I'll pick that one.
What about you, Beth?
It's so hard to pick something. I will say, well, a couple things. I just want to say it was so great to have guests come. So we were fortunate enough to have Eddie Muller introduce some of our film noir, one of our film noir. And we were also fortunate enough to have Victoria Mature sing in that small space. And she did that a couple times, including leading us in the title song of After the Fox, where she coordinated us all to sing the different verses. So, I mean, that kind of an experience is not something you can have anywhere. And I just want to also say that when we did the Universal Monsters series, we had a couple of people, especially Barney Ferks, who brought his son. And, you know, this was literally one generation passing on their love of cinema to the next. And his son was so wonderful. I can't remember which film. I think it was The Wolfman or something. But it ended and he was just like so sad.
It was The Wolfman.
Yeah, and he was just like, he was so sad that they killed him or whatever. But he was so touched and moved by it. And that was one of the things I really loved, is this ability to pass on our love of film from one generation to the next, and being able to do it in a venue like that where it was so unique and personal.
I got to make him feel better by saying, don't worry, he comes back in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. I'll never forget that myself.
Hey, well, we will continue the tradition in 2021. Yes. Hey, Juan, tell us about a good experience at the cinema. You've been curating short films at the Latino Festival, but then also you did special events at the cinema. I've had some good times with you watching some soccer games.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like the customer's experience, right, or guest experience that makes it worth it. Yeah, I think like Moises, Miguel, Lisa, we're all talking about that. Sometimes you have a film that you think a person's not gonna like, or you're scared of like what their reaction is gonna be, or what their experience is going to be. But once they come out and they're like, oh, I love that, I want to see more, they go out and like discover maybe more films from a filmmaker or that type of genre of film they just watched. I think it's always great to see people enjoy themselves. That's always been my favorite part of working here at the cinema, and also like curating for the film festival. As you were mentioning, special events, when we play the World Cup games here at the cinema, and that's always been a great experience. we have people from whatever country they're representing that's playing come and kind of like take over the space and bring horns and loud, I don't know how to say it in English, matracas, like the sound, and just kind of like go crazy when their team scores or just look really disappointed when their team loses. But yeah, it's been a great experience here at Digital Gym, and I hope to continue it at our new location.
You're awesome, Juan. Thank you very much for all your support of the cinema and the organization. Lisa Frank, favorite film that you curated? Oh, she might have froze.
Or she's thinking really hard.
While we get Lisa back, this is the real reason I wanted you all together. You know, what I was saying earlier, we're in this virtual environment, right? What are we doing as programmers and curators to keep people engaged, to keep audiences engaged? For me, I think the most important thing is to open up the cinemas when it's safe to do. It seems like this virtual environment in terms of screening independent films is not really working on the grand scheme. Would you, any comments on that, Beth? As a film critic, what's your take on the whole virtual
it's a brand new landscape. So it's interesting because in some ways things are more accessible. There's people can attend it from anywhere, and that's great. And you can get guests sometimes that you might not have been able to get because you can just bring them in on Zoom, but it lacks the personal experience, and it lacks seeing film in this community environment where you're all sharing that experience, you're all in the dark together. And especially because Miguel and I love to show horror films, and horror, like comedy, plays better in a theater with other people. I mean, there's nothing like sitting next to the person who screams and jumps out of their seat.
Michael.
And, even if I don't do that myself, it reminds me of what watching a horror film is like, before I got all jaded. But and I miss being able to, serve people food and talk about the movies. I mean, we still do it like via Zoom, but it's a little different and not quite as personal. But, I'm glad we have the ability to at least create some sort of an environment for watching movies. But yeah, I want to go back to a theater as soon as possible.
Wait, Lisa didn't tell us her favorite movies. So she has
to. Lisa.
So I guess it's hard to choose, like everybody else already said, but I have a couple. One was Escape from Tomorrow, which was such a weird, bizarre little film. But it was really cool and funky, and I feel like we sold out like every show. I remember asking, who's never been here before, and like everybody raised their hand. So like that one was a really cool one. And then there was another one called.
Oh, we got one.
Yeah.
It's about a transgender teacher in.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, this is
freezing.
Virtual screenings.
I know exactly.
Say the title really fast so we know what it is.
It was called Lawrence Anyways, about a transgender teacher in Quebec.
Okay, guys, I think this conversation should continue for many years to go. But what I would like to do.
I also added Christian, who plans special events at the Digital Gym and screenings. So
hey, can you hear me?
Say something.
Hi, Christian. Hey, how's it going?
We're talking. What was your favorite movie that you curated or that you were involved with here at the Digital Gym?
Oh, there's so many. I got to do a lot of cool things with the support of Moises and Juan while they're at the Digital Gym. The first one that they sort of let me just do, and with a lot of faith and trust, was Drive. And I was just sort of like really crazy about that movie. And Moises was like, I felt like I felt like he was a little hesitant, but it was like there's a lot of trust for sure. And he let me show it for a week, and it turned out well. It did like well enough for us to warrant future screenings together, and that part of that whole process was really informative for me as somebody who was really into film and sort of wanting to understand how what it means to share this experience with people, and learn about what works and what doesn't work. And I definitely learned about what doesn't work as well. But I got to do films like Before Sunrise outside in the back patio, which was really successful and just a beautiful moment for, I think, everybody that was there, including the space. And yeah, I've seen a lot of great films even before I was a part of the team at Media Arts Center. And one of them, or there's a few that were pretty strange, like The Tribe. I remember that one being pretty crazy, but it was good. And then there's a lot of like French Canadian ones, like Tom at the Farm, which I really liked. And I wish I could have seen Lawrence anyways at the Digital Gym. That was before. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I loved that one. So it was great. Yeah, I had a lot of fun working with everybody there.
Thank you. Hey, Christian, we miss you. Hang in there. Thank you very much for participating. Miguel, Beth, Lisa, Frank, everyone, thanks for participating. You guys are amazing, wonderful. So great to see you again. Thanks for curating the movies over the years. This is the conversation we'll continue. We'll do a film curator conference soon, hopefully in person.
Can I say one more thing, Ethan?
Yes.
So it does kind of go back to the virtual screenings. Beth and I have been trying our best to do the Film Geeks virtual screenings. The one thing I will say about that, it's really hard for older films, like repertory films, to get the rights for virtual. But we do have a couple on the calendar coming up on September 13th and October 3rd, I believe, Italian genre films. And all ticket proceeds go to Media Arts Center and Digital Gym Cinema. So we're definitely hoping that we can see some folks join us there. We have really excellent discussions, and one of the benefits of virtual is we can record those discussions and make videos out of them. And we've got one going online soon. So that's my last thing.
And if you go to our Facebook page, Film Geeks SD, we'll have links up for where you can purchase tickets. Yeah, it'll all go to you guys.
Thank you, guys. Hey, now we're going to bring on some of the current staff who've been hanging in there during this pandemic time. So this is the team here that's been, thank you very much for participating. Let's bring on some of the current staff. Give a big round of applause, everyone watching right now in the live stream. This is the team that's been hanging in there since March 12th when we had to postpone our San Diego Latino Film Festival. An incredible team here. Now they're helping to move to, getting ready for our new space. And so big round of applause to the staff of the Media Arts Center San Diego. Kudos to all you guys. And why don't you guys tell us some stories of the space? It doesn't always have to be the best thing too. Let's come on. What else can we show here? Ryan, you got something to show. I can tell.
I mean, I got a cool dumpster behind me.
You gotta get in the dumpster and show what it really looks like, Ryan.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me do this.
So on top of having to move by August 31st, it's the hottest season ever. So it's really hot here. So on top of everything else, we're moving boxes, throwing away years of stuff. So thank you very much, staff. And Ryan tells it like it is. So any other comments, Ryan?
No, I was texting some people who were on the live stream just now, and just friends still, from this place, and I think just like the common thread of all being here is really awesome, and we have that connection still, and I really appreciate my time here, and even though we're just throwing out a lot of archival stuff, I still love it. You know, it's a great experience, and it's a special place.
Thanks, Ryan. Ryan is now our current longest.
Chris Anderson says, "I love movies." Okay.
Ryan is our longest staff person currently in the Media Arts Center in San Diego. So thank you very much, Ryan, for your years of dedication and service. And it's going to be exciting to go to the new space with air conditioning. That's the one hint we can give. Hey, Amanda, tell us about some of your favorite experiences here at the Digital Gym Cinema.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So just, I guess, adding on to what Ryan said is the relationships that we have built. So I think the team that we have now, obviously you and Ryan, but like me, Moises, and Juan all came on around the same time, and we've been there close to 8 years now. So it's been really cool to have the longevity of the staff, and just Ethan, your amazing support as a director and allowing us to do like staff lunches or, you know, just the special events that we've had as staff members to kind of build on that. So I think that's been one of the huge pluses of working at the Digital Gym, is going to work with people that, you know, are just fun and we get along with.
Yeah, well, we can't put this on the live stream, but there has been a lot of fun events. So it's been great working with all of you. Hey, Juan, why don't you tell us one of your favorite experiences here?
All of them? I mean, well, I think to piggyback off of them, I don't mean to copy, but like, it really is like the amazing people that you meet here and that you come across with. I don't think I've had the chance to, like, not that I want to, but like I had the chance to like work with no one I liked. Like everyone's really like welcoming. It's a really welcoming space, and everyone's really nice and just kind of like everyone's there to help each other out. Which I mean, I hadn't seen this before in other jobs I had before. Apart from that, the flexibility that we have here. I mean, Ethan, you've given us the room to like try new things. Like you might be really hesitant at the beginning, but then we'll say we'll keep on bugging you and finally you give in. And then we either learn the hard way or it works out, one or the other. But overall, favorite experiences. I mean, like I said, like I deal a lot with the guests here, so I mean, I've had like positive and negative interactions, and like in the end, they all kind of like help me out, either to like grow or they help me laugh about them later and afterwards. But yeah, that's about it.
Thanks, Juan. Hey, Moises, what about you?
I don't have a specific memory or favorite experience, but I really cherish the sense of community that we've built here as a team and for the community. It's great coming to a workplace where creative freedom is celebrated and encouraged. Sometimes it seems like our programs are the same, but within those programs, we're constantly taking risks and evolving. And, I always appreciate the encouragement, not only from you, Ethan, but from our teams to always keep pushing, keep innovating, and, to take chances, which I think has helped me grow a lot as, a programmer and really as a person. So thanks to everyone for making this super special. And I'm excited for our new venue. I'm going to miss this, the 2921 space on Cajon Blvd. I'm sure when we all log off, we're going to have a million memories that we wish we would have shared. But ultimately, I think the best memory to share is the friendship that we've all developed. So I'm so happy to call all of you friends. And to the people who are watching and engaging with us, I appreciate you so much also.
Congratulations, guys. You guys are amazing. Hey, let's put everyone on the screen. I know not everyone's still here because we could only have up to 10 people. But I want to thank everyone who participated today in the live stream, past volunteers, staff, supporters, community partners, You've all been wonderful. Thank you very much. We're gonna close tonight's celebration with a little video, just kind of recapping what the space has all been about. But before we go, again, I want to thank all of our funders, our community partners, city officials, volunteers, and most importantly, our attendees who attended our camps and our film programs and made this space a reality. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. So staff members like Chris, thank you very much, Chris. Great seeing you. It's been a wonderful experience, especially during this time of pandemic. It's more important, guys, to stick together, help each other out. We're all a family. We all need to work together. And please support filmmakers, support artists. This is a very dire time for all art organizations who need and thrive on in-person events. So please donate what you can, not just to the Media Arts Center, but other arts organizations, theater groups, music groups, and support the arts as much as possible. So everyone, hang in there. Thank you very much for your support over the past 10 years. We really appreciate it. And we'll close out with a video, and thank you very much for your support. Thank you, guys. Good night, everybody. See you, Chris. Hey! Thanks for joining us.